Hey y'all, so I'm back. I wanted to share with you how I stay organized and also stay motivated, and how the children, my kids, stay motivated with um, just during the year. So, this is something that I try to revamp and just reassess how things are working each year and what type of system, like organization system, I want to set up. And today I'm going to show you how I stay organized with more of the day to day, the week to week, month to month type of system when it comes to schedules, when it comes to just keeping the children inspired and motivated to not just get good grades, but to learn and to grow while they're in school, and also with life. So cleaning around the house, different chores, and I'll show you in a minute different things that I've implemented for this school year specifically. So I wanted to start out with a calendar. So I'm very visual. I like stuff that looks pretty, looks nice, has a little personality to it, but most importantly, that I can see on a consistent basis. So I'm still setting up my home and decorating, but one thing that I need is a calendar. Okay, I need a calendar. And over the years, I have used different versions of calendars, whether it's the one from the Dollar Tree that you flip. I've used the ones where other people have created things online, like free printable calendars that you can fit on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, put in a notebook. So I did that for years because I try to get things on a budget. And if someone has something that's cute, creative, pretty, already done for me, I'm going to go after that option. And if it's free, why not? And I know at the time, I think really like 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, I had to do a lot of like creative planning for either bulletin boards, newsletters, online content for my previous job. So I came across, I can't even think of the lady, but I came across a lady who would do the calendars and like budget planning and all that. So I printed out her like free budget guide, got a notebook, put it in there. I was like, this is the best. Like, this is awesome. And at the time I still have a library card, but they allow you to print up to maybe 20 or 25 pages for free. And then after that, I think it's 10 cents, 15 cents a sheet if it's color or whatever. So I was like, this is better than going to Staples or Kinko's or whatever. Like, I'm going to use this up. And it was like 20 sheets a day. So sometimes I would go in the library anyway to either get more books or return books, or for the girls to have like a time with reading and learning and all that. So I was getting my free 20, printable pages a day. So that's how I was able to print out like the whole like budget guide. And then I liked her printable calendars. And at the time I didn't really know I didn't really use Canva as much, or like Adobe Illustrator and things like that. So I was like, I'm just going to use what she has. Like, she has nice stuff, I'm going to use it. But then as the family got bigger, larger, and as our schedules got more intense, I noticed that I needed more room to write different things down. So I would use those printable ones like calendars for just quick notes of the day to day. I don't have it, but I also would have, I graduated to having a big poster board where I wrote out the daily schedule, because I didn't always feel like the notebook paper had enough space to write. And also I wanted a big visual that I had either in the room or in a special place in the house where everyone knew like the drop-off pickup schedules, even the food menu for the week. Like, it was a big board, it was visual. I made my own. So this particular calendar, oh gosh, someone got stuff on it. I keep it in the kitchen, so it's on the kitchen counter, and I just write things on here. So we have the parent-teacher conferences this week, so that's what you see written out here. We have picture day coming up next week, so I just try to write the things that I really want to remember, so I can see it and kind of like keep that visual in my mind. And, I make it on this board as well, or this calendar, because my kids are older, so they can see what's coming up. They know what's going on, and they're able to look at the calendar right over there in the kitchen to see what's happening. So I try to, especially with their school dates, with like the no school days, which is insane some years. I already know, so I can say to their dad or whoever, or if they're going to be in daycare for a specific time, because I have different projects going on, I know to reach out to whoever I need to reach out to let them know, hey, this date's coming up, okay? So that's kind of like a overview of how I use this calendar. And just to show you, where did I get this from? I got this one this year from Staples. So I went to Staples. It's the one that starts in July. And I had one similar last year, same size. And they have little tips at the top that I like to kind of like help you, remind you of things that you could do to stay organized and just clear out your space. Another thing that I'm excited about that I'm doing this year specifically is having a notebook and really getting into incentivizing the kids, not just for doing the things they should be doing, like getting good grades and being a good girl is like, you're supposed to do those things, but just giving them something extra to look forward to, that they can see and they can track their progress with certain things. Maybe I'll get into like last school year, but I don't feel like talking about it. But this is, a standard notebook I got from Walmart. And I went on Canva and I created their chore chart. So, this is definitely something that I needed to implement because I felt like, oh yeah, I work from home, like I can just take care of things. But eventually it became too much. And I try to keep things pretty tidy, but I want to show and teach, like train up my children in the way they should go. And they need to learn like life skills, like cleaning up after themselves, how to clean the table off, wash dishes, clean their room, vacuum, things like that. They need to know those things and do them on a regular basis because it builds character. It shows them responsibility, what it looks like, how to take pride in the things that they have, and most importantly, to respect and to care for the things that they have that they don't pay for, okay? But it shows them a lot of things. So this is the chart. I made this up on Canva. And the chores, again, these are things that they're supposed to do, but I have like a completion kind of like an instruction that all chores must be completed by due date to receive an extra time on their devices because they're in that whole tablet phase and all that. I also have an quarterly prize. So this is still a work in progress, but this is something that I feel that's giving them more direction and organization and like a schedule. So they can come in here and say, okay, what area this week am I cleaning? We have the bathroom, we have things that are age appropriate within their skills, that their level of what they can do. Vacuuming, the older two know how to do that. Picking up their toys, for the younger one. We're still learning how to clean like the bathroom and just really getting the right tools, not getting like the harsh chemicals for them to use and things like that. So they've been doing that on a regular basis for the last, I want to say like couple of years, but I wanted to give more of a home for these items where we can track progress. So this is another thing that I'm excited about. So I made this on Canva again, and it's the chore and lesson schedule. So I have things on here like, making up their bed is something they need to do in the mornings. Brushing their teeth, cleaning their face. So this is just reestablishing what the routine is in the morning. And they can see and look for themselves how they're doing each day. And I just did it Monday through Saturday, I think, because I didn't have enough space. But I think next time I'll probably flip it vertically, or portrait view. But I like this view for the binder purposes, or just maybe make it smaller. I don't know. But I have things on here like completing homework, just specific tasks that are day-to-day that apply to all three of them, but also tasks that apply to them individually that I feel like, need to work on, or that would need to get more of a handle on. And then also I have things like passion project. So my girls are very talented. They do a lot of things. They're awesome in a lot of ways. And I know that growing up, there wasn't necessarily structure around focusing on those things that you may have been gifted in, but were not school related. Like, showing your creativity on a school related project is different from showing your creativity on a project that you're passionate about. And so I want to tap into those things, those areas, those gifts that I feel that the girls should, develop more in. So I'm trying to allow weekly at least 30 minutes to an hour to start out with, if not more. And then also I have on here scriptures and affirmations. So I have a sheet for each child. Everyone has their own color. And I have lessons and goals. I think that's what I'm going to change the wording to for these schedules, instead of chores and lessons. And then my youngest has, so things like getting dressed without assistance. Like, that's something that she's specifically working on. She's 4 at the same time. This was something that we had to work on in physical therapy, because a lot of her gross motor skills were needing some assistance. Primarily the big thing was walking, but then once she got a handle on that, dressing by herself was also something that we were working on, in addition to other things. But this is still on here because I'm trying to create more independence with her when it comes to getting dressed. She likes to hug the bed. She's the bed hugger in the morning. And a lot of times it's not that she can't dress herself. Sometimes she still gets frustrated with putting her shirt on, and things like that. So I want to continue to have this on her schedule so she can become more independent. And then in the back, I printed out. So this time I went to Staples because I had to go there for different things. And I said, well, they have a printer right here. Let me just print it off at Staples. So I have extra sheets for the chores and then their schedules. So I have those on hand. So they have them for the next week and so forth. So this is how I like to stay organized, having visuals, having stuff that's ready to go. I think in the past, having things like taped on the wall, it was helpful. I definitely want to go back to that, but I do want to have more of a system and make it look more inviting and not kind of like Post-its and poster board just slapped everywhere. So I'm still designing that and building that part out as far as how I want to create it and then where I want to place their kind of like command center, as you will, our house command center, and just having things set up for them and having it ready to go. But that's how I like to stay organized on the day-to-day, week-to-week, as far as schedules and how I'm reinforcing certain life skills, as well as, reinforcing a good work ethic with their studies and things like that. So let me know in the comments below, like, how do you all stay organized? How do you set systems and routines up for your kids? I definitely want to learn more. And, definitely let me know which tip you like the most. But as always, continue to be blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.